What's something that you like, but hate the fan base? Not a 100% overlap with the entire community, but I write on the SCP Foundation and I avoid the forums and IRC unless I need feedback on a draft because there is considerable drama. I met a moderator once in real life and she said that it was probably way healthier the way I contribute. I don't know what you've written, but I do so enjoy late nights going from one SCP file to the next, so thanks for the contributions. Everything. People are real good at ruining everything. I loved Harry Potter so much for so long. I've had to take a step back because the amount of people who are so obsessed with it makes me nauseous. It doesn't feel special to me when I talk to a million people who are more obsessed with it. Anime. Every time I find one that I like, I mention it to other people and then they feel the need to shit on whatever I'm watching and say I should watch something else because it's better. I never understood this. When I first realized anime was a thing, I just took it all in. I watched and enjoyed most of it and never understood how someone could be wrong for liking something. Then I grew up a bit and my tastes evolved and I narrowed down what I did and didn't like. That's what's great about it, right? Anime isn't a genre, it's a medium. So to reach something for everyone, right? Well, according to a lot of weebs, I'm wrong there. So dumb. Nirvana. Not the whole fanbase, but primarily the ones who say you have to hate the popular songs and love the low-key ones, as well as the ones who talk about it like they're the last good band to ever exist. The ones who glorify Cobain's suicide also get on my nerves. Marijuana. Edit Darius, a couple of them in this thread. I used to smoke, stopped when I found out I was pregnant, but I know someone who constantly sends me snaps of him rolling one, smoking, dabbing, all with shitty-ass music playing in the background. Dumbass works at a dispensary, and his entire paycheck is given back to the dispensary so he can buy flour or wax. He pays no bills, so he's basically handing his full check back to his job every 2 weeks. It amazes me how almost any fan base will have a toxic side. Even just scrolling through the Instagram of a singer or actor I like, it's full of self-proclaimed fans being incredibly rude to the person they're a fan of. Like, this person will post a picture of them traveling or being with friends and family, and the comments are full of criticism towards their appearance or lifestyle, or some will straight up say, "We don't care, we want a new album." Like, let them live. You're supposed to be a fan. Really makes me wonder what these people are like in real life, and how they treat their friends and family. Kpop. A few years ago, my friends introduced it to me and I thought the music wasn't terrible, so I slowly became a fan of random music from different groups. Many fans of these K-pop groups are toxic and like to start fan wars with other groups. It's way too much drama, but I'm not trying to go against all the fans. It's just that some of these PPL are way too obsessed. I hate fan wars so much because usually the artists are friends, but have to avoid each other because of their fans. Yeah, I feel so bad for them. It's like idols can't have any friends outside of their own group. Weirdly enough, for me it's the WWE. Especially with Raw and SmackDown right now. It seems that majority of the fan base want everyone to be over and no one to be over at the same time. I really just want to watch some super freak humans throw each other through tables. That's what I'm about. Hey, they should push this wrestler. That wrestler is over pushed now and I hate him. I actually really like CW shows. I know they're stupid and they're completely unrealistic, over the top, and obnoxious, but they are so good for just escaping reality. The fans drive me nuts. It's a TV show, not a cult. Let's just enjoy it and move on. Doctor Who and Sherlock. I used to really casually enjoy these things, but the amount of weirdness around people who are obsessed with the two of these things turned me off of it quite a bit. Add in Supernatural and you've got a boiling pot of fandom crazy. The Superwallachians. That's the trifecta of crazy. I was never into Supernatural, but I do remember seeing things for all three of them a while back. Shit is just weird. Just watch the damn shows and enjoy them in moderation. If you spend enough time in a fan base, eventually you'll hate it, so all of them. This is so true. I used to be in a ton of fandoms, grew disillusioned, and now just occasionally interact with it, but not as much as I used to. Homestuck and Undertale. They've definitely gotten better, but I was into those two when the fan base had reached its worst. I couldn't stand going to conventions during Homestuck's peak. It felt like a fever dream I couldn't escape. I like Markiplier for his videos and ideas and sometimes the games he plays. My fiancé is also a huge fan, but after buying tickets to his You're Welcome tour, I never realized how much I dislike the majority of his fan base. There was just a sea of multicolored hair and nose rings/tattoos. They all dressed similarly and many were incredibly young. I don't mind any of that on its own, but some of the fangirling/fanboying reactions were downright obnoxious. It was obsessive and excessive. Just things like the fans flaunting how much they know about Mark in casual conversation like, "Oh yeah, Mark is definitely into insert generic thing here." I remember him mentioning that in August of 2012 during his Let's Play. Then someone else would say something similar, and it got to points where it got a little creepy with how much trivia they knew about him. And it seemed like they never knew how to end a conversation with us and would just keep talking to us about Markiplier even though we obviously indicated that we did not know nearly as much about him. And B wanted to talk about other interests and hobbies as we waited in line for the show. I just remember feeling fatigued from the conversation and a little sad because I hadn't met multiple people so unilaterally fixated on one fandom with seemingly no other interests before. Being internet famous must be difficult when you get so much unwarranted attention. I guess that makes Markiplier lucky. League of Legends. Seriously, can't get a game without someone flaming. Huge shout out to the players who are genuinely nice in game and don't flame. Slightly less huge shout out to the people who say nothing and just play instead of wasting time typing.